Good to be here, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to be here.
You drove so far. Thanks for coming.
You're worth it, babe. What's going on, intellectroids? I'm with Andy Signore, the living legend. And now, he's running a new YouTube channel called Popcorn Planet.
It's hard to remember.
It is hard, because the ED...
It's the ED. So Popcorn Planet was like parked by a bunch of idiots. I was annoyed. No one's using it, but I had to get... we'll talk about that. When you own a brand, you start a new brand, there's a whole bunch of stuff you got to figure out. But anyway.
A brief summary of what Popcorn Planet is.
So Popcorn Planet is sort of a new entertainment brand where we can say whatever we want. And... Not that we couldn't before. I couldn't before, but there's sort of a Hollywood stigma to like
movies,
and you own the movies, and you can't really talk about. You can't bash the movies too much because then you don't get access in the studio.
Right there,
so my access is gone. So oh well.
I remember there was one fight you had on Movie Fights where this guy was scared to talk because he probably knew a lot of these people.
Yeah, no, it happens all the time. And look, I'm not looking here to crap on everybody. Like that's not what we're here to do. I want to be more positive in a weird way, but at the same time, it's like it's nice to just not have the corporate overlords over behind you doing everything. So. Right. Telling you what you can say and can't say. So now I feel like it's just, and beyond that, it's also just like this time it's for me and for fun. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not doing this as a job. I'm doing this because I want to do it.
Absolutely.
And I know there are a lot of people have asked me to come back, and a lot of people will tell me, "What? No, I didn't ask you." But surprisingly, a lot of people did ask me to come back, and that inspired me to do what I'm doing and to fight it and keep moving forward. And I met a lot of awesome people here who I'm inspired to work with and put them out there. And I just think there's, a lot of what's out there is getting very stale. I felt it in the stuff I was doing. It just felt the same old. And so my goal is like, how do I get some real voices, some genuine voices? That's what this channel is aiming to do. How do I get my voice back and sort of, start doing the exciting stuff I was doing before and the new stuff, and this is the place to do it.
Absolutely. I definitely see the joy in your eyes now and when you started this channel. And personal opinion, the seasoning of the other show is right here. It just left when you left. That's just my personal opinion. You don't have to comment on that at all.
No comment. I don't. But no comments. I didn't watch. And I want to say that on the record. Like not here to crap on anybody. I have no interest in that.
Right on.
But I just old life, new life.
Of course.
I've watched so many hours of that stuff. Mm-hmm. That was not my interest to go back and say, well, what are they doing now? Like I don't have.
And like I just said too, that's my personal opinion. But I'm a fan of both. I love both.
They're good people. They're talented, good people. Mm-hmm. I wish them the best.
So who was the nicest celebrity that you ever encountered when you were in Hollywood?
I mean, it's The Rock, who is exactly how you think he is. I mean, he's very.
How does his smell, by the way?
He smells really good.
I can tell.
He smells really. He does like the baby oil and stuff. He smells good.
Oh,
but that man is just so focused on his career, his success, his winning, positive. Like just when you meet him, and it's just pure attention, mm-hmm. and he knows, and he takes the time. He just knows what he's doing, and it shows in his work. And then Ryan Reynolds, also the nicest person in the world.
He seems
the Canadian gentleman.
When we watched Deadpool 2, by the way, I had to look at her a couple times. Like, stop looking at him. Stop looking at him.
He's hot.
He's a beautiful man.
Funny dude, hot dude, and
everything that you want in a man.
And he took charge of Deadpool. I respect that. He knew how important it was this time around, and he didn't let anyone mess around with it. And good for him.
So what do you miss most about Hollywood?
I don't miss Hollywood is the weird thing.
Oh, good.
I don't miss Hollywood as much. What's interesting is that people have asked, why are you in Florida? I mean,
people come here to die, Andy. I'm surprised that you're here.
Well, of course, Florida has the stigma, but I've been incredibly impressed with Florida. Like, the people here are so nice. The people here are it's such a diverse melting pot of people and all sorts of backgrounds.
The more south you go, yes.
Well, sure, but I mean, we're in Tampa, and so it's it's really diverse and nice and friendly. And yes, there's a little bit more red state than obviously California is super blue state.
Yeah.
But I have real conversations with people that you live in a bubble in California. A lot of us, at least especially Hollywood, where you're just like think you know it all and you're better. And in some ways, I still do think they think some smart, correct things. But you got to live with the people and really know where the people who aren't rich or actors or hugely billionaires, like the real people who are working as post office employees and all these things, which I've become friendly with and met more regular people. I call them the real people, and they're. I don't know. I had a different view of them until I started living with them and talking to them and breaking bread with them in a way. And you realize, like, this is a great place. This is a really friendly place, and I'm happy I'm here. Like, Hollywood is just so. I don't mean to be jaded on Hollywood. Of course, California is beautiful. It's like so the weather there, everything's amazing, and there's opportunities like crazy. But it's also just like so selfish and just like
I can see that.
It's just like everyone's out for themselves in a way.
Town full of actors. I get it.
Correct, and it's all about make sure you plug me here and go to my thing and don't forget my Twitch and my da da da. It's like you can't just have a conversation. Yeah, and it's like they'll subscribe to you if they want to subscribe to you. You don't have to say 10 things, and it's funny because I would sit there on some of my shows and just watch as every person who came on like had to do 10 plugs, and I'm just like.
I saw the frustration in your eye too. A couple of those movie fights.
Right? Well, it's like whatever, do your thing. But it's like I don't know. That's not what I think. What gets people to subscribe to you, like what you talk about and what you do, is what gets people to subscribe to you. And I feel like just California and Hollywood is filled with a lot of that fakeness and sort of I have to win and climb the ladder. And I think we all get stuck in that mode. So it's been nice to like go off the beaten path and like find real people who are passionate and discover them and work with them and do fun stuff like that.
Right on, man. Glad to have you here in Florida, man. Just watch out for Florida, man.
Yeah, the Gators.
Yeah, and the Gators and the Hillbillies. Okay, so what is your favorite movie of all time?
Shawshank Redemption or Airplane. Those are sort of the two I go. They're complete opposites.
Me and my mom joke around about the Shirley joke. Don't call me Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley. It's Airplane. I had a lot of younger people when I said that back in my other days. They're like, I don't get it, right? But I'm like, that made me sad.
Classic joke.
But it's like jokes on jokes. It doesn't matter if you know Saturday Night Fever. It's like it's still funny. So I just think they're doing something on a whole new level with that, with the original Airplane, and then even Naked Gun, Top Secret. There's so many of that genre that are just amazing.
Scary movie franchise.
Yeah, even the first couple, and then it starts getting tapering. Yes. And then Shawshank was just the first movie. I saw that when I was like, was it 94? So I was like 14, and that just made me want to make movies. And I'll watch it again. I'll meet people who haven't seen it. And I'll be so excited to watch it with them, and the sort of journey you go on, and just all the emotions it puts you through. It's just a perfect film for me.
It's
entertaining, thought-provoking, funny, depressing, inspiring. All these things make it to me sort of the perfect movie.
Absolutely, I definitely.
What's yours?
Oh, Django Unchained, man.
That's a good movie.
It's got problems.
What a perfect revenge movie.
What's so cool about it is just you kill racist white people, you get the girl at the end, you're free. It's like the perfect like Black Superman movie.
No, and you're really rooting for him to do it all. It's like that's what I loved about it. Like you're seeing this history lesson, but you're like, no, he's gonna kick all their asses.
Oh yeah, and it's got every genre in it too. So how does it feel to be blocked by the President of the United States?
I mean, it's weird because that happened a while ago, and then it found out that was illegal for him to do, which surprised me. And so now I'm actually they've reached out to me since recently, and I'm now on the list to get unblocked.
What, the government reached out to you?
Well, no, there's some lawyer went and actually proved that he can't do that legally, which was kind of amazing. And so he had to unblock people because it's policy. He's in, every tweet is policy. So I took it as a compliment because I just visualized him on the toilet, just getting annoyed by something I wrote, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool.
That's freaking awesome.
I bothered him that much,
Me and my co-host Mick joked around about like, if that ever happened to us, we would frame it on our wall. It would be the coolest thing ever, being blocked by the president.
You can't let the trolls get to you, but to know that the president is getting bothered by trolls is very funny to me, so I don't know.
Congratulations, by the way, on the weight loss.
Thanks, man. I feel good.
You have a secret? What's
a lot of my fans know I started my vegetarianism. I'm a pescatarian. I hate using these words. I sound so douchey using them all, but I'm a pescatarian by term because I do fish. Okay. But I cut out all their meat, and that definitely started to help. And once I knew I could commit to that for 30 days and then kept it going, I knew, okay, I can change behavior things. I can actually stick to something. So that helped a bunch. And then obviously I went through some personal struggles that definitely helps you not be hungry in a positive out of like depression and all that stuff. That helped me to sort of do it. And instead of like drowning my sorrows in ice cream, I was like, I'm gonna go run. I'm gonna go do things that sort of will stay and keep me motivated, which I think was key in my past year. So it was a combination of those two things that I started eating healthier, and then I kept the focus on the positive and being active.
Absolutely.
I still got a long way to go, but I definitly, I lost 75 pounds.
We're happy to see the new look, man. Your beard's a little weird, but it's all good, man.
It's trimmed. It's trimmed.
It's sexy,
the whole thing I went trimmed, yeah.
Anything you want to say to the fans right now?
No, I mean, to the fans who've stuck it through and reached out, thank you for reaching out. I mean, I think that's the craziest thing for me. It's just like so many people just have been afraid to reach out, and there's this like weird idea of like, I can't talk to him, or I'm not allowed to talk to him, and all these things. And I feel like those who have reached out and talked to me have sort of come to a realization of certain things and see more of where I'm coming from. And I think that's all I've been asking for the fans. So, to the fans who've done that, thank you. And the fans who are debating, like, just reach out, let's talk, and share your concerns, and I'll tell you what I can tell you, and we'll go from there. But, not everything out there about me was true. I'm not the monster everyone's trying to paint me out to be. I promise. And, I did some things I'm not proud of to my own family, and I've been truly working on that. I went off the grid for a year, and no one really lived the year I lived. And that year and that change and that loss and all those things changes people in a way that, and I liked a lot of your content because you do some real stuff you talk about. And so I'm all about finding fellow people who have lived lives now and who have hit bottom and who have tried to climb back top and figured out what really matters. Like, that's where I'm at right now. So that's my new fan base I'm going for, is like, I know I've lost a lot of fans. I'm not trying to win everyone back. I'm trying to find the new fans and the real people who are going to understand where I'm coming from, what happened, and let me have my, day in court, and go from there. And just right now, it's really about, let's just have fun again. I'm so excited to have my voice back and make some more content and talk about all the stuff I haven't been able to talk about with a lot of people for the past year.
Absolutely. Well, we're glad to have you back. I'm glad to see your face again in entertainment, and it's very inspiring what you said. There's a lot of people that has just been down, like even in the prison system or even with relationships or anything in this society. You say the wrong thing and boom, we're taking everything from you. I'm glad that you just like, you know what, I'm going to start again. I'm going to hit that restart button. And I had to do that many times in my life, but I decided not to give up, and I'm glad you're not giving up either, man.
Dude, and that's the big message for me, is like, now that I can speak again, like, I'm all about, I'm not trying to make fights on Twitter, but if someone's going to call me out, I'm going to call them back and say, that's not true. Like, that's now my right and be able to do, and they don't get to me at all. I think that's the weird, frustrating thing about Twitter is, like, dude, no troll can ever hurt me like I've dealt with the past year. Like, they don't even process the amount of struggle that I've had to go through, and like, it's like I'm on a different wavelength now of things I'm growing on and learning and doing. It's like, it's just very funny to me, and I'll engage with them just because I will, and because I want the record to be clear.
Well, you shouldn't argue with these perfect people anyway.
Right, exactly. But that's what's always funny is there's so many people just who've never done anything wrong, who are just so quick to kick you while you're down, and I refuse to be that way moving forward. Like, no matter what happens, like you said, everyone has a story, everyone has a struggle, everyone's going through something, the high things, low things, whatever. We're all going through depressions or struggles of our own, and I want to be more open and forgiving and less not as judgmental as I used to be. I think that's really important to me moving forward, is that we all just be open and friendly to each other and understand it and extend a hand when people are down.
Absolutely.
That's how you help people. That's how they grow and change, by punching them while they're down. You're just being a bully. And that's what you're accusing me of being, and that's not helpful for anybody. So, extending the hand is here, and thank you for extending your hand out, reaching out, and being here, driving on the show, and for doing the show. And
5 hours.
It's craziness. Thank you, man.
I love this guy, though. I'm a big fan.
That's amazing to me, and thank you for doing it. And that's why I wanted to get you on immediately, because I could tell you were good at what you're doing, and you were willing to come out. It's like, come on, please join me.
Absolutely.
Let's have fun.
Absolutely. We're going to have some fun tonight. I'm coming for blood. Appreciate you having me, man. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, man.
All right, can't wait. Thank you.
Hey, you. Yeah, we're talking to you.
You.
Not you, though. Not maybe you too.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. Tell them why we're talking to them.
Hey, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you didn't like, please subscribe anyway. We need your feedback.
We need your feedback, and also hit this bell right here for notifications. Please spread the word. We love you guys.
Absolutely.
I don't know what to do with my hands.